Hello everyone, this is author, motivational speaker, and dating coach Matthew C. Horne. And I bring you a video today titled, Sex Symbol Men Are Never Concerned with Her Body Count. I got one for you today. But before we go any further, always know my videos in the dating space, they're inspired by my books, How to Get Beautiful Women and Everything Else You Want from Life, in addition to How to Be Appealing to Successful Black Men for Black Women. They're both available at my website, www.matthewchorne.com. Get your copies. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And hit that boost too, okay? Continue to push me with this algorithm so I can continue to bring you these elevated messages. But let's get right to it. Sex symbol men are never concerned with her body count. And the theme of today's video is that when you trust yourself, you'll always choose the right woman because you see yourself in her over time. Once again, when you trust yourself, you will always choose the right woman because you see yourself in her over time. And the subject of body count came back from the last YouTube live that I did. And a gentleman asked a question on the live about body count and how that influences, women, your ability to pair with them, and the longevity of the potential longevity of the relationship. And it was something that I had to answer in the moment. And I never even really concerned myself with it, but, thankfully I had an answer for him in the moment. And my thoughts on body count are, when men are hyper-focused on a woman's body count, they're already making a fear-based proposition to that woman. And men who focus on body count are men who perpetually make fear-based propositions. See, when a man makes a fear-based proposition to a woman, he does not think he's enough. He thinks the woman is more valuable than him. And any form of fear-based proposition means that he's not going to be able to experience this woman. He's always going to be focused on trying to keep this woman. And so that woman's going to be trapped in a relationship with this man if she chooses to get into one. And because this man feels that he's inadequate and that he does not deserve to have her. Those are men who make fear-based propositions to women. And they show up in many ways. Worrying about body count is just one way that a man makes a fear-based proposition to a woman. But in reality, when you trust yourself, you give the woman the ability and the space to choose you every day. See, a lot of men, this is what they're trying to do. The man who doesn't trust himself and makes a fear-based proposition, he's trying to avoid what could potentially be a crossroads where that woman no longer wants to be with him. You cannot control another human being. So all the men who are making these fear-based propositions to women, they're always going to try to control the woman as opposed to experience the woman. And then the relationship is never going to be healthy and the woman is going to feel trapped. And the man is always, his nervous system will always be in flux because every time that woman is away from him, he's so focused on what is she doing? Because he does not believe he's enough. I said something on my coaching call yesterday that the man who doesn't believe he's enough and he gets a woman, he gets a beautiful woman, his nervous system will always be in flux because he believes that she's out there meeting the man that she's supposed to be with because he knows that he's not enough. That's why men always make these accusations to these women. Oh, what were you doing? Where were you? Because he knows that he's not enough. He's made a fear-based proposition to the woman. And internally, he believes that someone else of quality is going to match her level of beauty. Because that's what men do when they don't trust themselves. They get the most beautiful woman they can get and they ignore everything else. Because if you're not grounded in yourself, then a woman can make you look better than what you look. And that's impossible to a sex symbol man, for a woman to make him look better than what he already looks, because he's the epitome and the precipice of a man that a woman could encounter and keep. He's the epitome. It gets no better than a man who is extremely attractive, who cares about his appearance and has great things going for himself by virtue of the man that he's bringing to life every day. It gets no better than that. So he's not making fear-based propositions. He understands that he has the leverage with every woman that he meets. Now, he's not going to be a dick or an asshole and wield his leverage over her and say, oh, you're so lucky to be with me. But it's implicit. It's understood. If this man is clicking on all cylinders, then he's bringing a lot to the equation. And naturally, he's not going to make a fear-based proposition to any woman. But that's what those guys do. They operate in fear. If you're thinking about body count, if your nervous system is in flux every time your woman leaves the house because you know that you're not enough. You know you had to lie and manipulate to get her. And you're afraid that a man of substance and quality is going to see that beautiful woman and she's going to want him more than you. See, if you work on yourself, you understand what you have to deliver to women. And lately, I've been talking about bringing the conversation back to yourself as a man. And you shouldn't step to any woman until you brought a conversation to yourself anyway. Bringing a conversation to yourself looks like taking inventory of your gifts and your talents, your abilities. Taking inventory of the things that you want from life and not being afraid to go after those. That's when you bring a conversation back to yourself. You dismiss the society's conditioning for you and definition of you. You find out who you are as a man. You find out who you were created to be as a man. You find out the blueprints to your destiny, your purpose, your gifts that match your purpose. The blueprint is always right in front of us. And when you're sold on your blueprint and you consciously make a choice every day to create within that blueprint, then you're going to give your best to the world, and the world is going to give you the best in return. Life is going to give it back to you in the best fashion and way. And when that's the case, then you'll never make a fear-based proposition to any woman, and you can bring a conversation to a woman. You can bring a conversation to a woman that's balanced, meaning you're not afraid to lose her because you found yourself, and you are so deeply satisfied with everything that you discovered about yourself and everything that's coming back to you by virtue of you being yourself, the unapologetic sex symbol man. And so you can bring a conversation to a woman, and it's going to be balanced. It's going to be entrenched, and I'm giving you the opportunity to choose me the way that I'm choosing you. And the woman is going to feel that, and it's going to be so much appeal that you have to her, because most men are coming on bended knee, making fear-based propositions, propping her up above himself. Masculinity is the place that she was designed to land. And she's going to feel that when she's in the space of a quality man. She's going to feel that this is the place that I'm supposed to be. And see, when it comes to the sex symbol man not being concerned with her body count, he is never making a fear-based proposition to a woman. Never. He is coming to her in complete balance. And there's an understanding that he trusts himself and that he's always going to choose the right woman. So he's not making a fear-based proposition to a woman. He's not looking at things like her body count and her beauty and everything that is associated with a woman's quality. He's not looking at the worldly indoctrination that surrounds women that's supposed to make them more valuable. Oh, she has a low body count. Oh, she's beautiful. Like, he's not concerned with those things. He likes what he likes, but he's not concerned with those things. He's a substantive man. He's discovered himself. He loves himself. So the way that he deals with women is going to be a reflection of the substantive perception that he experiences every day, that he has of himself, and that he's not going to abandon. So he can step to any woman, and he's only focused on the connection. And see, that's a focal point of this message right here, is that nothing can interfere with a true connection. A true connection has to develop. So that's why the sex symbol man, he doesn't make fear-based propositions, because he's only going to deal with women who he connects with. And when you connect with a woman, let's be real. Everybody's out here dating. If it's two attractive people coming together, they probably dealing with multiple people. It's likely, because everyone's single. That's your right to deal with who you want to deal with. And the things that brings two high functioning quality people together, it's not optics, it's not money, it's not status. It's a pure connection, meaning that they're spending time with each other, and they look at everybody else that they're spending time with, they're dividing their time with, and then they just make a conscious decision that I am having a better experience right here. And it's a conscious decision because it's an awareness that this experience is better than the other ones. And then when it's right, that connection grows because your enjoyment with being with this person grows over time. You two clearly identify that you all are having the best experience with each other. And that's how you can get into a relationship with a woman and trust yourself that you made the right decision, because you have a solid perception of yourself, and you understand that the woman across from you is reflecting over time the connection that you have with yourself and the perception that you have of yourself. Meaning that you can look at her and you can see yourself in her. because she reveres you the way that you revere yourself. That's why you don't bring a conversation to a woman until you've brought a conversation to yourself. That's why self-awareness and self-actualization is at the top of Maslow's hierarchy of human needs. Self-actualization, a deep oneness, awareness, and appreciation of yourself. That's the conversation that you need to bring to yourself before you bring a conversation to any woman. And a sex symbol man, when he brings a conversation to a woman, the space is always available for a balanced connection to develop, because he's not going to go too far to her side. He's not afraid of losing her. And that's the basis of this, is that men who do not love themselves, men who are not aware of themselves, men who do not trust themselves, naturally make fear-based propositions to women. They can never experience a woman. They're only concerned with keeping a woman. And that's the cornerstone of a sex symbol man, and why he's a separate entity amongst men, is that he's not afraid to lose any woman. He could care less. He can develop a connection with a woman. He can love a woman. He can be married to a woman for 10 years, 15, 20 years. And that woman is always going to feel a healthy and natural connection, because there's no temptation from that man to keep or control her. There's no temptation from that man to keep or control her. So that man allows her to walk out the door every day and go amongst the world, go amongst all the swinging dicks that are going to come at her every day if she's an attractive woman. And he sits right in his kingdom. He sits right at home. And he says, you know what? She crosses that door, and she has to cross that door and choose me every day. Not just choose me the way that I'm going to choose her. See, the sex symbol man, he doesn't make fear-based propositions because he's only monitoring her level of desire for him. The fear-based man, the only thing that he monitors is the interaction balance, is the desire balance. That's all he's monitoring. And he can effectively trust himself that he doesn't have to always gauge and prod to try to see if she's into him, because he's so into himself that he's going to feel imbalanced if it takes place where the woman is no longer interested in him the way that he's interested in her. That's the crossroads. And I'm not saying a crossroads happens in every relationship, but it's a possibility. And a sex symbol man, given that he's never afraid to lose any woman, he's never afraid of that crossroads. See, the crossroads drives the fear-based man. The crossroads is already there in the mind of a fear-based man, because a man who doesn't trust himself, because he hasn't developed himself enough into an attractive entity that he understands that a woman would be her benefit to deal with. See, women stay in spaces that they benefit from. And when she's in the space of a quality man, she benefits in ways that only a quality man could take her. Yes, she can take herself to certain places in life, but she was designed to be under the leadership of a quality man. And the only quality man is a man that effectively leads himself. And if he can lead himself, he can trust himself that he's going to make the best decisions. And so subsequently, that woman gets in his space, and then she has the opportunity to get the best experience. So you don't make a fear-based proposition. You're not afraid to let your woman leave the house. You're not trying to control her. You're not trying to keep her when you understand how much benefit that you are to her. You dare her. You dare her to go out and find something better than you. And then that's when she can experience you in your fullness, because you're not trying to control her. You're in full awareness of who you are. And even if you get deeper and deeper into the relationship, into the love, you never lose sense of yourself, meaning that you understand the value that you have to offer, not just to her, but to any woman. And then she can assess your value. She can look at your blind spots when you two are out. Your masculine energy is radiating from you. Other women are checking you out in ways that you don't even recognize. That's what keeps her. It's a satisfaction with the man that is satisfied with himself. And so you can't make a fear-based proposition like worrying about body count, because that means nothing. The only thing that matters is the connection. And if you don't make fear-based propositions to women and you trust yourself, then you can fully explore that connection. And then the connection is a thing that you see over time that makes the trust develop, because you can trust her because you trust yourself. You revere yourself. And over time, she reveres you the way that you revere yourself. So you're always in a state of trust and recognition, and all you're doing is monitor her desire for you. That's it. That's all you're doing ever, monitoring her desire for you. because your desire for yourself never escaped you. That's what a sex symbol man really is. And that's why he's not concerned with body count. And let's introduce something, okay? Let's introduce our resident goofy chick, Tia Mowry. And if you've been watching my channel, I reference her a lot when it comes to silly women. Okay. So if body count is so important, let's observe Tia Mowry. Okay, our resident goofy chick. Tia Mowry left her husband of however many years. They had a family. He never cheated on her. He was never abusive. He was supportive. The man was in love with her. And guess what? He took her virginity. His wife was a virgin. And guess what happened to Tia Mowry one day? The sisterhood got to her and said, the streets are so much better than your loving, successful husband and your beautiful children. The streets got to her. And then one day, the streets had more appeal to her than her family. And she said she graduated from her marriage. She just said she just up and fucking graduated. Okay? Took a vow, took a covenant before God, but she just graduated. And so this is so mysterious that a woman who is a virgin who marries a man, the man marries her, she marries the man who took her virginity. Her body count was 1. And yet and still, the street still called her name. See, there's nothing that you can do to protect the inevitable in a relationship. That's why you have to be focused on just experiencing a woman. See, when men focus on body counts, they're focusing on the probability that I'm going to be able to keep her. You can never control another human being. You can never control her heart. She's going to move in the direction of her heart. All you can do is experience her every day and observe whether her heart is with you or not try to control her heart and try to keep her in positions that are unnatural. That's an unnatural atmosphere to try to always be keeping a woman. If you're trying to keep the woman, then you haven't found yourself and you know you're not enough. So work on yourself as a man that you don't focus on fear-based propositions like her body count. A body count is not a predictor of anything. It's just not a predictor of anything. You're not going to come across virgins out here. Most of these women are not virgins. They're going to have some bodies on them. And you can't worry about, oh, she's been with this man and he was this and that. No, because if you're connected to yourself, you're going to be able to identify and observe when she's naturally and genuinely connected to you. And that's the woman that you deal with. That's the woman that you just put one foot in front of the next and see where it goes. Because here we have a virgin who the streets got to, and you've had women who have, a number of bodies on them, and they're able to be faithful in a relationship. But there's no real predictor of if she's going to be able to be faithful, so to speak. You just put one foot in front of the next. And the minute that the relationship becomes imbalanced, meaning that if a sex symbol quality man chooses a woman, he chooses her. Meaning that he's identified things in her that is better than the other women that he has access to. So when a sex symbol man chooses a woman, he stays with her because he's made a quality choice, because he became a quality man with a lens for a woman that has a quality perception of him. So typically that man is going to choose her indefinitely. Nothing's going to take him out of that relationship. That's why, 70 to 80%, whatever the statistics say, of divorces are initiated by women. Because men, when they make a decision, typically they're choosing in a quality fashion. They've identified her. That's why they choose her. And so if that woman wakes up one day and doesn't choose you, there's nothing you can do about it. And that's not something to fret. That's not something to worry about, to try to forecast. You just experienced a woman and you trust that you made a quality decision. But even with a quality decision, you can't control that human being that's across from you every day. You just have to give her the space and the freedom to choose you. So you have to examine yourself if you're making these fear-based propositions. You have to examine yourself if you're worried about things like body count in terms of being a predictor of whether she's going to want to be there with you or not over time. When you learn to trust yourself, then you will enter a balanced world, a balanced universe. And that's the only thing that matters. When a man trusts himself based on his development, his understanding of himself, only quality things can enter and remain in this space. So instead of worrying about things like body count, worry about becoming a man that can trust himself, because you're so satisfied with the man that you've become, and you're so satisfied with the offering that that you give to women and to the world, and that you are satisfied with everything that's coming back to you that's congruent with the man that you've become. That's when you make a quality decision. That's when you're not afraid to lose any woman. That's when you understand the benefit that you are to the woman, and consequently, you'll never make a fear-based proposition to a woman. This has been Matthew C. Horne, author, motivational speaker, and dating coach. Bring you a video just talking about how the sex symbol man never concerns himself with her body count. It's brought to you by my books, How to Get Beautiful Women and Everything Else You Want from Life, in addition to How to Be Appealing to Successful Black Men for Black Women. They're both available on my website, www.matthewchorne.com. Get your copies. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and to continue to push me into the algorithm so I can continue to bring you these elevated messages. And also, if my message has been beneficial to you, if you know that your thought processes are elevated as a result of encountering my message, then I want you to make a donation to my PayPal or my Cash App information that's in my video description. I'll never tell you what to donate. Just donate according to how you've been impacted, and understand that your donations continue to keep me in position to bring you this elevated gain. And if I'm bringing you this elevated gain on a regular basis, then naturally you're elevating and growing as well. So make sure you show some love to me. Y'all know I'm spitting the best game in the game. You know it, okay? My PayPal, my Cash App information, drop something in there. Also, if you're in need of coaching, if you have different challenges, circular movements, frustrations, and impediments, and just repetitive situations that you want to escape in the dating space, I'm your man to take you to the other side so that you never have to have these experiences again. If you're in need of coaching, any woman that you're dealing with, any situation that you're dealing with any woman, I can get you to the other side. Hit me up for coaching. Reach out, matt@matthewchorne.com. In the subject matter of the email, leave coaching. In the body of the email, you leave your name, your phone number, whatever issue that you're facing in the dating space. And then I will do an assessment, and I'll email you back with the terms of the coaching. And once you accept the terms of the coaching, then we'll set that date and time, and then we'll have a coaching session, and your life is going to change, okay? So reach out to me for your coaching. I can get you through any situation and help you to become a man that you never have to revisit those situations, because you're a more elevated man that's getting the best experiences with women. I'm still looking to fill the remaining slots of the 5 individuals who want to take a year-long coaching journey with me. In this year-long coaching journey, what's going to happen is that you're going to get a minimum of 3 coaching calls per week. I'm going to do an assessment of you, of where you are and where you want to be in the dating space. And I'm going to create tailored coaching and curriculum just for you. No 2 individuals are going to get the same coaching. In addition to that, you're going to have 24-hour access to me as well. Meaning that in between coaching calls, you can reach out to me if you're in any situation, there's something that you want me to take a look at, something you want me to assess, just anything. That's how I do with my extended coaching clients. And thank you to everyone who's been getting your coaching. Also, what I'm going to do is I'm going to reach out. I'm going to meet up with you in person as well. You know, once you join this extended coaching, I'm going to meet up with you in person as well. And I'm going to be able to coach you in person no matter where you are in the world. I'm going to meet up with you at least once. So this is an amazing space for personal growth. You have a year-long's worth of access to me. And the curriculum that I'm going to create is going to be building on itself, meaning I'm going to see you improve in certain areas, and then we'll move on to the next thing, okay? So it's nothing like it. Reach out to me if you want to partake of my year-long coaching program. You can email me at matt@matthewchorne.com. In the subject of the email, you leave mentorship. In the body of the email, you leave your name, your phone number, and tell me exactly where you are in life, in the dating space, and where you want to be. And then consequently, what I'll do is I'm not going to email you back. I'm going to call you. We're going to get on the line. We're going to talk, and we're going to decide if we're a good fit to work with one another over the course of a year. This is a very exclusive offering that I'm giving, okay? So if you're interested in that, you reach out to me, okay? Reach out to me. Also, my dating coach community on the school platform, I want everyone to sign up. In my dating coach community, every Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I do a live. Everybody in the community can get on the live with me. This is a very affordable monthly membership, okay? Everyone gets on the live with me, and then I do a monologue on a particular topic, and then we discuss the topic, the members of the community who get on the live. We dialogue about the topic. After that, I'm their dating coach for an hour. Okay, I have a multitude of men on this live every Monday, and everybody gets their questions answered, okay? I'm their dating coach for an hour. The conversations are elevated because the men in the community are growing. Okay, I want you all to get on that. And so every live that I have is archived in the community. Every exclusive video that I made is archived in the community as well, because in the community, I make exclusive content that is not on YouTube. I allow the members of the community to give me video topics, and I make those videos, custom videos, and put them in the community, as well as come up with my own topics, okay? So every live that I have is archived, and every video, exclusive video for the community that I've made is archived as well, all right? So I want you all to join my dating coach community. The link to sign up will be in my video description. Lastly, if you want me to make a video on a particular topic, that's called a custom video. Stop asking me questions in the comments and wonder my answer. Stop telling me to make videos on particular topics, okay? If you want me to make a custom video, then what you do is you make a donation of $150 or more to my PayPal and my Cash App information that's in my video description. There's a note feature that appears on PayPal and Cash App before you complete your donation. Put the subject of the video that you want me to make in that note feature on PayPal or Cash App. Then I have your video on my channel in 24 hours or less. I will make a video on your custom topic. If your custom topic is more nuanced and detailed than just leaving a note on PayPal and Cash App, then what I want you to do is complete your donation of $150 or more to my PayPal and my Cash App information that's in my video description. Bypass the note feature, just complete the donation, and then email me at matthewchorne.com with your more nuanced and detailed description of what you want me to make your video on, and I'll have your video on my channel in 24 hours or less. Easy, streamlined. That's what you get when you're with Matthew C. Horne. But I've enjoyed spending some time with you all. And just please understand that sex symbol men never make fear-based propositions to women. A body count, concerning yourself about a body count is nothing more than a fear-based proposition. The connection has to take place. The connection has to be maintained. And the connection can be adequately monitored when you're in tune with yourself and you accept yourself and you are satisfied with yourself. You don't have to worry about what she's doing when she leaves the house, because you understand the man that she's coming home to, if she so chooses. You have to be God to these women. God gives us free will. God allows us to choose him every day. And if you're going to adequately have a healthy, beneficial experience with the woman, where you can lead and guide her the way that you're designed to, you have to give her the freedom to choose you every day. I'll see you all soon.